Well, hello everyone. I'm back with another video, a bit different this time. Have a bit of a paradigm shift for you to propose, and it's about the space of griefers. So here I am on Constantiam. It's a server that it's basically an anarchy server. It has a bit more of a long-winded description of what it technically is, but essentially it's like 2B2T or any of those other types of servers where pretty much anyone can do anything they want within reason. The only thing that really gets you banned, you don't even get banned, you just get removed from the whitelist, is lag machines. So basically, if you cost the admin extra money, they're gonna make you go away. But anyway, so that aside, I am here at Constantiam spawn, more of a greater spawn area, and as you can see, it's a bit of a mess. It's a bit of a mess everywhere. And as I get closer to spawn, it's going to be it's going to get messier and messier, and you will sort of get a more intimate scope of the idea of what griefers are capable of, and what they do when they are completely unhinged, completely unmoderated, and to me, why this is a good thing, and to me, why griefers on a Minecraft server, at the very least, they are not liars. At least not in the sense that we know. I mean, they can tell a lie. They can say they didn't grief it, even though they did. That tends to be the case more often on servers where griefing isn't allowed. But my point as a whole is, whether they are lying with their mouths or not, they are not lying with their actions. This might seem a bit nebulous at the beginning, but if you stick with me, I can tell you right now that there is a largely unknown group of griefers in the Minecraft community that are pretty much completely undetectable to the community as a whole. Part of why I created the website enderbook.com is, at its essence, it eventually became something that was my counter move to this group of griefers that are the most prolific griefers of all time. I think once I open your eyes to this, you will know who they are, that they've always existed, and that they continue to do immeasurable damage to this day, and no one is safe. Not Java Edition, not Windows, not Pocket Edition. Any Minecraft edition that has multiplayer is susceptible to these griefers. Even Education Edition is susceptible to these griefers. So that's pretty scary, right? And if you're at all interested in Minecraft anarchy content, you may have heard about the no-com exploit, where players on 2B2T used a very interesting and clever hack to track player movement and to thoroughly document bases that exist on 2B2T. And after that point, after it had become known, no one was safe, and no one felt ever like they could ever be truly safe again. And I'm here to tell you, you were never safe. You've always been at risk to this group of griefers. And well, I'm going to start off with a bit of context. Part of the attractiveness of a server like 2B2T or Constantiam is the fact that there's a history to it, and that, as you play a server like this, especially if you played, several years ago, you've almost cemented yourself into this lore and storytelling that these YouTubers have about the players on servers like this. Even if you're a fairly minor player back in 2012 or something, you would still have a pretty great degree of clout on a server like this. Oh, it's iFuckit. Hello, iFuckit. It looks like he's been adding to the build that we were doing earlier. Oh, look at this portal. Anyway, carrying on. Yeah, so sorry, I forgot where I was at. This is a bit rambly. I apologize. I'll try to keep this moving. So, history. People these days play on servers like this because they want to be a part of that history. And that got me thinking, why is that so attractive? But we can look to the real world for examples of that. You can see the pyramids or the Great Wall of China. We marvel at these monuments, and why is that? And I think part of it is because everything is lost to the sands of time. I mean, we have stories about the Great Library of Alexandria. We have the Tower of Babylon. These things are just ideas, maybe some old pictures or paintings or something, drawings, but we could never see them with our own eyes. But with these pyramids and everything else that still stand to this day, it's quite remarkable. And it's the structures themselves are remarkable in their own right, but a big part of what makes them remarkable is the fact that they still stand to this day. And with 2B2T, the thing that makes a lot of buildings and bases, a lot of them largely unknown at this point, is that that they exist, that they still stand to this day after all these years, 10 years now, 10 years plus with 2B2T, 5 years plus on a server like here on Constantiam. And so a big part of just anything that exists on these servers is just the fact that they still exist, because, I mean, look at this. I'm not even close to 0-0. I'm a couple of thousand blocks away. And it's, the devastation is already immeasurably significant. And so when you build something on a server like this, let's say you built it 2 years ago. I mean, I have a dupe stash on this server at an undisclosed location. And every time I go back to it, and every time that it's not a crater in the ground when I get there, is mind-blowing to me. I'm surprised every time. I'm like, all right, is it nuked this time? Did someone steal it? Did it get raided? And so in a server like this, the fact that you are vulnerable, the fact that griefers exist, the fact that there is toxicity, that there is people who are just objectively shitty, it makes a server like this actually a lot more interesting to play, because there's this dynamic of almost this good versus evil. There's people who are toxic, and I played anarchy servers almost 10 years ago, actually a little over 10 years ago, and back then I did play that toxic role, and looking back on it objectively and without judgment, I was performing sort of like this, alpha male or whatever that may mean, of just someone who is self-reliant, someone who is dominating others, someone who is perfectly suited to this anarchist environment. And so in that playthrough of that old server, I was sort of the adversary. I was the bad guy. And then as I play through Constantiam, having played the bad guy, I know exactly how they operate. And so I began to play Constantiam as the good guy. And I began to sort of somewhat make a name for myself just by knowing how to deal with the bad guy. And so on these servers, you can, make a name for yourself, whether you're the good guy or the bad guy. And the fact that both exist inevitably means there's a bit of, conflict, and from conflict comes stories, and the best way to have fun, whether it be fictional or otherwise, is through stories. I mean, this is plainly seen in my career, doing a bit of marketing for my clients. You know, there's even a book called All Marketers Are Liars, but crossed out of, like, the word liars is crossed out, and it says tell stories. It's by Seth Godin. All marketers tell stories. If you're not telling a story, you're probably not going to sell much, especially when it comes to complex ideas. And stories traditionally have been utilized to communicate complex ideas. So, with all of that out of the way, we can see griefers and say, well, you know, these are the people that, you know, they make stories and they make servers like this interesting. But the thing is, you know, griefers are sort of a scapegoat for the real griefers that are out there. And if you look at the way the server administrators operate on these anarchy servers, what is the common thread between all of these administrators and these notable anarchy servers? It's the fact that they are still running these servers. They are still operating these servers. So on a server where the admin allows actual griefers, they are actually also the people that are the best shepherds of a Minecraft community. Consider this. You spin up a Minecraft realm, you invite your friends, you have some fun, kill the Ender Dragon, make some farms, build some buildings. And let's say at its peak you had 10 of your friends online at the same time. You played for a few weeks, and you know, eventually people lose interest. And eventually you shut the Minecraft realm down. And you never play again. Your friends never play again. But consider this. At any given point in time, one or two or three or a few of your friends here and there, they want to log in. They want to look at their old builds, have a bit of nostalgia, but you shut it down. You shut the server down where people built buildings, enchanted their items, put a considerable amount of time and effort into something that you just arbitrarily shut down, took away from them forever. If you think about it this way, you realize that you just griefed 10 people all at once. And there was no catharsis to it. They didn't get to see any of their stuff blow up. They didn't know that it was stolen from them. They didn't know that their items were stolen from them. They didn't get any kind of closure to it. It was just like, oh, this is gone now. Goodbye. You just Thanos snapped their entire Minecraft world away from them. And there it is. It's as simple as that. It's a very, you know, kind of buzzkill answer in terms of, like, you know, obviously these people exist and they are griefing. Like, how many people have started a Minecraft realm, started a random server, and then just shut it down after a couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months, at worst a couple of years? Certainly that happened with one of the first anarchy servers that I played. It was online for about a year. Then he shut it down, and we lost the map. And then he brought it back up again. I was like, oh, finally another anarchy server to play. And at that time we didn't know about 2B2T or anything like that. And so we logged on again. It's like, we'll take it. You know, you shut it down last time. We lost everything. But you're the only one person running something like this, so, you know, we'll take it for what it is. And then, you know, a few months later or a year later or whatever, we shut down again, and we lost everything yet again. We got griefed by someone, and they didn't blow it up. We didn't get to see the ruins. We didn't get to, you know, do a quick world download or take some screenshots before it was gone. It was just goodbye forever. You'll never see it again. If you don't have any screenshots or videos, tough luck. Goodbye. And it's not just anarchy servers that it happens on. It's any server. It's a townie server. It's a faction server. It's any server that has a map reset. It's it's really quite sad. And with griefers, we can at least hold them accountable. When do we hold these admins accountable? Certainly we do sometimes, but they hold the ultimate power. We can hold them accountable, maybe never log on to their server again, but we log on to another server. And who knows if that server isn't going to get griefed by an admin, by them just simply shutting it down. And so when you think about servers, any server at all that has persisted, that continues to let the history grow and persist into whether there's griefing allowed or not, it's the servers that stay online that are the ones that aren't getting griefed, whether it allows griefing or not. The servers that remain online are the ones that so far are impervious to the most prolific griefing group out there, which is Minecraft server administrators. So thank you for joining me on my walk through Spawn. I believe, this is looks like a lava cast obelisk. Oh, I will link a video to Flying Broccoli's YouTube video that he has about these particular structures. You know, just try, if you're interested in Minecraft Anarchy, he has some cool things to say about these guys. So I think that's kind of a good note to end this video on. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for considering that, you know, that there is actually a big shadowy griefing group of players. No, most of them aren't affiliated, but yes, server admins are everywhere, and they run servers for all types of Minecraft, and they are all destroying everything that you create on multiplayer servers. All right, well, that's it for me. I'll see you in the next one. Hello, shitty camera Ian here. Thanks again for watching. Yeah, I'm essentially at this point in my life just trying to make the Minecraft community better through any way that I can serve it, and perhaps we can make this a two-way transaction. If you can like this video, comment on it, subscribe to my channel, and sign up to enderbook.com. And yeah, I'll see you either on enderbook.com or in the next video. All right, take care. Bye.